1 uur, we moeten beginnen, Ruby. We moeten beginnen. Kom je er lekker bij, Ruby? Ja, het is tijd. Hallo, lieve allemaal. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Hatha practice of mine. We're going to start pretty quick without further ado. Today's practice will be about bringing it back to the middle. Everybody has things in their life that throw you off at times, and an unexpected lefty or an unexpected, I don't know how you call it. But anyway, when you're off center, off kilter a little bit by whatever goes on in your life, you need a practice that gets you a bit more grounded. So I guess that's the practice of today. Focused on grounding and working towards the midline of your body, bringing it all back to center in a way. So let's start our practice of the day by starting in Shavasana. Can you do that, Ruby? Can you do that? Okay, so let's go down. Nee, baby. Ga maar lekker liggen, schat. Ga maar lekker zitten. We gaan een yogalesje doen voor alle lieve mensen in Nederland. En alle lieve mensen in Amerika. We're going to do a nice class for all the sweet people in the Netherlands and in the States and whoever will tune in. Okay, so, ben je rustig? Can you handle it, Ruby? Okay, so, laten we maar meteen beginnen in Shavasana. So, up, come to our backs. I've got a few chickens down here making a lot of racket, but we will manage to ignore that. So Ruby, go lay down, honey. Go lay down. So come down into your Shavasana. You're drooling on me, honey. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good girl. Ja, goed zo. Daar zo. Yes, mooi plekje. Oeh, lekker op mijn benen. Ruby. Okay. I see. So, in Shavasana, hopefully no dog around that wants all your attention. So, come into Shavasana. Take a deep breath. In through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just take a moment here. Either look at the sky if you have that beautiful view, or just close your eyes. Close your eyes and observe your breath. See if you can get your mind anchored on the breath right from the start. Breathing through the nose. See if you can find that breath. Let it travel all the way down to your belly. And maybe start noticing where you physically feel the breath. You notice your navel rising and falling with your inhale and exhale. Maybe you even feel the lower back a little bit. The lower back filling out with breath and relaxing on your exhale. Good, let's continue. We take our legs together, arms overhead, take a Take a stretch here, flexing, pointing the feet, stretching with the arms a little more on the right, stretching more on the left, arms and foot. You can take along, pointing it, both together. Good. And then bring your arms besides your body and the soles of your feet to the mat. And then take a block. We need a block this today. And we're going to go for, we put the block in between our thighs, the small way, and we'll create a little bit awareness in the pelvis. So as we've done before, maybe not last time, but other times, we're going to, on the exhale, squeeze the block, engage the buttocks, see if we can lift that pelvic floor, and then push that lower back into the mat. And then release on your inhale. So here we go, just your arms can be relaxed beside your body, and on your exhale, you're going to squeeze the block, engage the buttocks, pelvic floor, push the lower back into the mat. Inhale, release. And continue this movement 5 times with your breath. So exhaling, engaging, inhaling, relaxing. Notice on your exhale, your sacrum is not really coming far off the mat. It's just an inch or so. Inhale, release, you bring it down, and you notice the natural arch in your lower back coming back. So let's do this 3 more times. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Good. And now let's take our next one all the way up into bridge. So get yourself prepared. Take a nice inhale. On your exhale, we squeeze the block, your buttocks, lifting now the hips all the way up. Pushing, helping yourself with the arms. Maybe come to your elbows, so bring your hands up. Maybe push a little bit through your upper arms. And see if you can curl under the shoulders a little bit. Good. Hold your hands up here for just a little extra push. See if you can push those buttocks and hips a little bit more up. Find your feet. Feet are pressing into the mat. Buttocks engaged. Find your breath. Good. One more inhale and exhale. And on your inhale, release all the way down to the floor. Good. Take your block out. I think we're good for that pelvic awareness part. Take your block out. Maybe take your knees a little bit in to stretch the buttocks. Rock from side to side. And then we're going to roll right away onto our side and come to all fours. Taking a few cat-cows here. Just warming up the spine. Inhaling and arching, exhaling and rounding. Just a few. So following your breath. Let the breath be the anchor for your mind throughout your practice. So whenever we are moving in a different pose, once you get there, see if you can return to the breath. Returning to the breath, and let the breath being easy helps you stabilizing in the pose. So go ahead, curl your toes under here from cat-cow. Curl your toes under and push back into a first down dog. Just walk it out. Walk out. Good, and come to your tippy toes, push through the hands, send the hips back. Let your head relax in between your arms, your upper arms. Let your heels move slowly towards the floor. Take 2 more breaths here. pushing through the hands, seeing if you can relax around the shoulders though. One more breath. Good, and come back to your knees. All right, let me take it from this side. We're going to warm up the hips a little bit out of our all fours. So we're really pushing through the hands, knees are under the hips. We're going to try and see, take your right leg out, curl your toes under, maybe rock back and forth a little to stretch in that back leg there. Good. And then what we're going to do is going to lift the leg. We're going to take it 5 times in, the knee to the chest. Exhale, exhale in, inhale out. So let's take it 5 more times. Inhale in and exhale out with the right leg. Inhale, bring it back to center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it together. Inhale, lengthen. 2 more. Good. Last one. I probably did a few too many, but stay here in this pose. Now what we're going to do is open the hip. So we're going to bring it forward again. Knee to chest. Send the leg back. Open the hip. So dial your toes to the outside and back again. 3 more. Exhale in. Inhale out and open the hip. Exhale in. Inhale out and open that hip. 2 more. And open the hip. Last one. Exhale. And inhale. And open. Good. We're going to continue. We're going to bring the knee into the chest. Exhale out. Open the hip. Bend the knee. Bring it to the side. And back out. That's the whole thing. Exhale. Knee in. Inhale out and open. Exhale to the side. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale in. Hold. Keep on going. Your left glute is screaming probably. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale to the side. And back. Last one. And exhale to the side. Inhale, lengthen. And bring it down. Good. Now shake that left leg out. So maybe take your left leg out already and just rock back and forth to stretch it out a little. Because you think it's only your right leg was working and the working leg is, doing all the work, but the supporting leg is as important and does as much work. So, okay, so bring that back. I'm gonna probably take this off because I'm getting warm. So we're gonna continue now with the left leg. So the movements are 5 times crunching the right knee to the chest, lengthening on the inhale, and then the next 5 will be opening the hip. I'll turn around so you can see, and the last 5 will be the whole shebang. So inhale, out, open up the leg, bend the knee to the side, and back again. So, but you all have it. I'm sure you all have it. So push through the hands, take that left leg out. And just rock back and forth just a few more times. Good, and then get situated. Lift your lower abdomen there. Lift that left leg. Good, and just 5 times knee to chest with the breath. Exhale in, inhale out. And last one. Good, now we inhale and we open the hip. Exhale back. 4 more. Last one. Let's take 1 more. Good, and now extend and open, knee to the side and back. Back parallel into the chest. 4 more. your buttocks will be protesting a little bit, but we're almost there. Let's take one more, because I think at the other side, because of my babbling, we did a few more too. Exhale, good. All right, and then just push back into child's pose to just see if we can find a little stretch there for the glutes, for your buttocks. Maybe roll from side to side a little bit. Stretching those muscles. Good. And then we're going to come up to all fours, and we're going to do something for our shoulders. So take your block and go sit on it. You can either have one block there, or books, or a pillow, or you can take two, just like that, just to give the knees a little bit of a break. Good. And then we're almost ready to go for our standing asana. So let's take our arms out. We've done this before too, maybe a few classes ago. So take your arms out to the side, open the palms up, bring them all the way up, shoulders up to the ears this time, then bend at the elbows, tap the shoulders, the top of your shoulders. Inhale out, exhale, rounding, bring those shoulders all the way to the front, and then inhale up again, exhale, tap, inhale, open, and exhale, rounding, rotating to the front. Inhale up, exhale, tap, inhale up, and exhale, rounding to the front. Good, let's take 5 more. With your own breath. So, inhaling up, exhaling, tap, inhale, open, exhale, round. Last one, om het af te leren. And rounding to the front. You probably were noticing that in the tops of your shoulders and here on the backs of your upper arms. Good. The tops though, really the shoulder. I don't know exactly how that muscle is called here. I have to look that up. Good, so those were the shoulders. Now, maybe it's now time to come up. So maybe come via a squat, and if your blocks are still there, why not just bring your buttocks down if you need help with the squat. So you can stay here for a moment and see if you can just move your knees a little bit out, just a little pulses. So you can have blocks there, under, or you can just, if squat is relatively accessible to you, maybe your heels are here, that's fine too. You can always put a blanket under, or actually blocks even. So when you're down in your squat like this, see if you don't just sit in it, but see if you can find a little lift. So there's a little engagement there in the inner thighs. You can lift through the lower abdomen, lift and lift up the belly button a little towards the spine. You can already think about a long spine and a long neck, long back, long neck. Good. And then place your hands in front of you and just send those buttocks up. You don't need to stretch the legs or anything, just whatever feels good. And then let's bend the knees a little bit before we take our hands on our waist. And inhale, we come halfway up. And exhale, we come all the way up. Perfect. Okay, let's keep on going. Come to the top of your mat. And we are going for our first sun salutation. And it'll end in a chair pose. So, here we go. Yes, inhale. Arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step your right foot back. And your left foot push into your down dog. Good. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, down to the floor. Inhale, little cobra. And exhale, back to down dog. Maybe via your knees, that's totally fine. Inhale, step your right foot up and your left foot. And now you're here in this forward fold. Send those buttocks indeed back. Your weight moves a little back into the heels and your arms swing up into your chair. Think about lower abdomen towards the spine. See if we can tuck the chin a little so our neck keeps nice and long. Good. And then let's bring our arms to Namaste, still in our chair pose. You can lift up the toes to feel more engagement of the legs. Good. And then take your left elbow and bring it to the right side, outside of the right knee, for a little twist. Find your breath. Feel those quads. Next inhale, back to center, hands at the heart. Inhale all the way up. Bring your hands up if you can. Feel your feet on the floor. Engage around the pelvis. Send the pelvis a little forward. Come into a little back bend here. Find your breath. You can always keep your hands, if your hands don't come together, you can keep them loose from another. You can have them behind your head if that feels good. Good, and come back to center and hands back to heart. And then we're going to take it all on the left. So here we go. Inhale up and exhale fold. Inhale halfway up and exhale fold. Plant your palms, step your left foot back. And your right. Inhale, come to your plank. Exhale, back to the floor. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Step your left foot up and your right, and here we go again. Shift that weight a little to the heels. Send those buttocks a little lower. Bring up the arms. Here we are in chair. Little tuck of the chin to relax the neck. Abdomen engaged, so we're not arching, but we're bringing that lower abdomen in, securing our lower back. Good. Now bring your hands to Namaste or at the heart, and then we twist to the left, so our right elbow goes to the outside of our left knee. You can lift the toes, you can have them down, whatever feels good, but your weight is a little bit back in the heels. Good. Find your breath and notice where you feel the sensations. Next, inhale, come back to center and then all the way up. Send the hands up together or open and push, have that engagement. So engage the buttocks a little bit. Send the hips forward. Take a little back bend here. You're at the back bend, see if you can relax the shoulders. Find the breath, hard to find the breath in the belly. The breath wants to creep up into the chest, but and come back to center and hands to heart. Bend those knees a little bit, shake the legs out. I am covered in little pine flowers, pollen. Okay, that was our first sun salutation with a chair in it. Let's come to the middle of our mat. And maybe you like it better off the mat, maybe you like it better on the floor, whether it's wood or stone. Sometimes we're going to do tree pose. It feels better not on your squishy mat, especially if your mat is a little thicker. This could, it's an extra challenge to keep balance. So pick a spot. Maybe you need to be close to a wall. We're going to come into tree. So we're going to shift our weight onto our left leg, come to our right tippy toes, and then open the hip. But before you open the hip, my apologies, really engage around the buttocks, strong leg. That left standing leg needs to be strong. So it's engaged, the kneecap is pulled up, your buttocks is engaged. Good. Then open up that right leg Yes, right knee opens up to the right, and then wherever you want to have your foot, on the floor, at your calf, or at your thigh. So go ahead and find your position. And first find your position and your balance. And maybe that is with the help of a wall, which is completely fine. What we want to feel here is that we're finding the balance, and we're finding to bring our powers to the midline again. You know, back to middle was the focus of this class. So what you're doing is pushing that foot into your thigh, and you push that thigh back to the foot, and you'll get a real strong stance. Your hands can be anywhere you like. Maybe you want them on maybe it feels good on your hips, at your waist, or at the heart. Or who knows, maybe like this on the shoulders. Maybe that helps you with balance. Or all the way up. And your gaze, your gaze is focused about 5 to 6 feet in front of you on the floor. And if you're still in it, you're doing great. Feel though your powers come together around the midline, and find that easy breath. If you want an extra challenge, you can always take your gaze up, or even close your eyes. That's really hard. Good. All right, let's come out of it. Take your hands together, bring that knee back in, and shake that supportive leg. Supportive. You would almost call that the working leg, but it's the supporting leg here, the standing one. But it's doing a lot of work, so let's try that on the right. So move your weight onto the right, sure up all the way through the leg, feel your feet, kneecap up, buttocks engaged. Come to your left tippy toes and open that knee out. Bring your foot anywhere you like on the leg, except not at your knee joint, just anywhere but there. And find your footing first. So your foot on the floor, obviously, but also where you have the other foot. Find that balance first before you do anything else. And find your breath. And once you got back to your breath, then you bring in the hands. And think about pushing with the foot in, and with the thigh or the leg, wherever you have it, back into that foot. Good. Find your breath. Strong legs, strong buttocks. Maybe take your arms up if you found your equilibrium. And maybe take your gaze up if that feels good today. And bring your hands back down to your heart. Bring that knee back to front. Relax it. Shake out the legs. Very good. Okay. We're gonna need to be stretching the legs a little bit, so, but we'll do that in a minute. We are gonna come down, so come to a wider stance, and let's take our arms all the way up. So take a nice big inhale. Maybe clap the hands, and on your exhale, we're gonna sink down into a deep squat, or wherever you are, and that's the way we are moving down. If you want to move around, because this could be a nice stretch for your buttocks already here, a little bit. Make your way down to the mat. We are going to do a little bit of ab work, and today we'll be going from high boat to low boat, but you can take that in certain degrees. I'll show you. So we have the high boat. We have our legs up here. You can always help yourself out by holding at the hamstrings. And for our low boat, we will go down. You can go either all the way down like this and back up to high boat, or if that is too much, which is easily possible because it's a heavy exercise, you stay up here. You stay a little higher. You don't go all the way down and all the way up. So that's your choice. So we're just going to take a few. I can only do probably 5 today. So here we go. Just a little engagement of the abs, and yes, do your best. You can do it. So here we go. Lower into low boat, and exhale back up. Inhale down, and exhale up. Inhale down, and exhale up. Inhale down and exhale up. Yeah, and the hands can be anywhere. You could even keep the hands there if that feels better for you, and just let them move over your thighs. Let's take one more. And up. Good. And then maybe if anyone wants an extra challenge, you can always let go and stretch the legs up. See if you can keep that sternum up. Or you just are here. And then let it all go. Roll back onto your back. And shake those legs out. And roll back up. And let's come into this deer pose for a moment. So left leg is bent in the front. Right leg is bent behind. Make sure that right foot is then as close to your buttocks as possible. And we're just going to lean back and have a nice stretch here on that right thigh. Because we did a lot with the legs in chair, in tree. Good. And high boat, low boat is also really engaging the hip flexor, so we can see if we can find a nice stretch here for the front of our legs. Good, and then switch the legs around, so your right leg comes bent in front, left goes behind. Take that left foot really right up to your buttocks, and then just move down. Some of you maybe can lay all the way down, but wherever you feel the stretch, that's far enough. Don't need to go any further. When you feel the stretching sensation, that's it. Good. All right. And we're going to stay on the mat now, because we're going to come into our prep for an inverted action, and we're going to do dolphin. And we're not going to do the prep to dolphin. We're going to go straight into dolphin. So maybe you want your block there to measure the distance between the hands and the elbows. So come into all fours first, block in between your hands. Bring your forearms down to the mat. Good. Then you can walk your knees out a little more. Curl your toes under. And then we're going to push up through the hips and push back through the forearms. So you can do one more check here. If you go, maybe we need to go a little farther. You should be able to clasp your elbows with your hands. And then that is the width. And then you can have this blocked here to, have a little houvast. Okay, so here we go. Think of pressing through those forearms, and what really will help too is also thinking maybe like a sort of beach ball in between your upper arms, so you're also having that force that goes inward. Again, in towards the midline. So here we go. So we have pressing through the forearms, having that inward engagement of the muscles, and then you have your toes curled under, and we're going to send those hips up and let the head hang in between your upper arms. So this is basically dolphin, and you can always, if it feels good, and if you have the mobility in your shoulders, you can always walk your feet up a little. But here we are in dolphin, in our inverted action. So keep pushing through those arms. Find your breath. You can see if you can let those heels work towards the floor. So we're also stretching the backs of our legs. A little tone there at the belly, sending the sits bones out and towards the back. Good. Let's just continue. I want you to lift your right leg up for 3, 2, 1, and bring it back. And now do the same with the left. Send that left leg up for 3, 2, 1, and bring it back. Good. Now we've been upside down long enough, so let's bring those knees down and push back into child's pose. And I think it'll be nice to let your arms move all the way back, so your arms get a rest. And here in child pose, take the fullest out of this pose by really relaxing the abdomen, the belly, the arms. Notice a nice gentle stretch on your inhale over the whole of your back. Notice your belly expanding into the thighs, helping to move the breath in your back towards the back, your backside. Good. And then let's continue. We're going to move forward onto our belly. We don't need a block. We're going to move forward wherever we are on our belly for boat, for our back bend boat. So come down and you can have your forehead on the mat. Your arms are besides your body. Palms can be facing down. What we're going to do is we're going to firm up the legs, so bring the legs together, engage the buttocks, send the pelvis into the mat, and we're going to lift head and shoulders and legs at the same time, and your arms will move along too. So on our inhale, here we go, inhale, lift the head and the shoulders and the legs and the arms. Find your breath. See if you can send away those shoulders to the back. Make room there between the ears and the shoulders. Find your breath. Notice the breath in the belly, how it makes you move as a little boat on the sea. Good. And then release back. Turn on your right cheek and just let it all go. Maybe you want to shake your hips a little. Good. And then we're going to continue two more times. So bring your forehead to the floor. Prepare for takeoff. So take your legs together, buttocks, pelvis into the floor. And on your inhale, we lift. Exhale, maybe release those shoulders backward. Find another breath. And release down. And on your left cheek. Awesome. Let yourself feel the mat. Let those shoulders really release. Good. And for the last one, bring your hand back to your forehead. And then it's yogi's choice. You can have the same arms, or you can choose for the airplane arms, or you can choose for Superman arms. And that will be a little difficult the more your arms move to the front. So that's up to you. So let's go for the last one. Bring your legs together, buttocks, pelvis. And we lift on the inhale. Exhale, maybe we move our arms to whatever position we would like. And see if we can tuck our chin a little bit so that that neck stays nice and long. Follow your breath. Good. And when it's enough is enough, then release back to the mat and take your hands, arms, wherever they were, and place them under your forehead. Let go of any engagement in your legs, buttocks. Start shaking your hips side to side. Take your feet up and take some windshield wipers on your belly. And maybe just relax your head and roll from side to side over your forearms. Good. And I gotta speed it up a little bit. No, not really, but we are good. We are good. We are releasing our back. We're releasing our spine after our back bend. All the way up from our sacrum to our neck. and even further, I guess. The coccyx is there, the very last part of your spine. Good. Let's just come up. Bring your hands, enough wiggling around, hands under the shoulders, push yourself up and come up to seated. And if you would need anything like a little pillow or a blanket already. Oh, what happened to my tea? A little pine pollen. That's good. Okay, so come upright and come to a seated, your easy seat. Gonna do a twist here, and then, oh yeah, I still have the gate. I want to take you through to the gate pose stretch, like a lateral stretch. So come to your easy seat, hands on your knees for now. No, and they're going to start moving. On your inhale, you bring your arms up. And exhale, you turn to the right. Left hand comes to your right knee. Right hand comes behind your back on the floor. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we twist around the spine. Beautiful wild weather in Pittsburgh. And for that reason, it is also a nice practice. Inhaling up and exhaling back to the middle. Inhaling all the way up, both arms exhaling, turning to the left, right hand on your left knee, left hand behind your sacrum on the floor. Inhale, we lengthen. Find those sits bones. Exhale, we twist. From the waist, rib cage, shoulders, and maybe your head. See if you can keep that right knee down. Sometimes that right side wants to hike up. See if you can let that knee go down. Ooh, I should have changed feet. My bad, sorry. If you can easily change your feet. Let's take one more inhale and lengthen. One more exhale to twist with the right leg in front. And slowly come back out of it. Now we're going to roll, however you roll, come onto your knees, back into this, we're going to come into gate pose stretch. So we're going to stretch our right leg out, as in we did in cat pose reach earlier. And then we're going to let that left leg swing out to the back. So it swings like 90 degrees and your hips are moving also along, and here we come here in this gate pose stretch. You can even send those hips a little forward. Your right foot is, flat on the floor. You can also take your gaze up, but feel that nice lateral stretch here all the way on your right side body. And breathe in the belly. Find the length there. Good. And now turn back. So let that right hand come down to the floor. Turn that left knee in and that right leg comes back. And then we'll do it on the other side. So left leg goes out. Let me see if I can do it here. Yes, like this. Left leg goes out to the back. Then a right knee moves 90 degrees perpendicular to your mat. Your left foot comes down. You're pushed through your right hand and your left hand comes up and over past your ear, finding that long stretch here from all the way from that left foot into your left fingertips. And if you want to, you can always send those hips a little forward. Not too much, nothing crazy, but just a little forward. Maybe your gaze up. Or maybe today it's just easy peasy. Gaze down. Good. And then let that left hand move back to the floor. Turn that right leg in and your left knee comes back to the floor. And that was our gate pose stretch. So gate, yeah. I think that's what it's called. Okay, come seated. Yes, and we're going to come into a tortoise forward fold. So first bring your feet a little wider, maybe than your mat. And bring the arms up. And exhale through the middle, hinge from the hips. And let the arms come down. And maybe you need blocks to let your head rest. Or maybe one block is not enough. That is all possible. You know, you gotta wanna make sure your neck gets released. So maybe you're here. Your arms are on the inside of your legs. Feet don't really matter at this moment. So maybe you're here and you want to stay there. Focus on your breath. Let your head relax and become heavy and be supported by the blocks. If this is easy for you and you want to go a little further, you can bring the feet together while you have your arms in between your legs. And then your hands go around the legs to the outside, cupping your feet and bringing those feet together here. So the soles of the feet together. And then let your head rest. And see if you can let go of the knees. And sometimes it's nice to have even blocks under the knees. So you could have 3 blocks. You could have blocks here under the knees. And then a block at your head. So everything is supported and all your muscles can just let go. Come back to your breath. Close your eyes. Start noticing the breath at the tip of your nose. Good, and then wherever you are, first make sure your head comes back into a neutral position before you move anything else. And then when that head is there, then you can take your arms out if you were in this latest tortoise, and then just move yourself slowly back up. Take out the blocks, bring your knees back in together, and then come back, roll back onto your back and get yourself ready for supported bridge. So take your block, bring it under your hips, lift your hips, put the block under. At the same time, curl those shoulders under. Good. Active arms. No pressure on the neck whatsoever. You can rock your head from side to side. Good. Bring your knees up, feet up. And just take a moment here. Letting those legs rest. Let the feet be floppy and no tension whatsoever. And again, go back to your breath and feel the breath, the sensation of it at the tip of your nose, in your nostrils, in and out. Maybe you can even feel the breath moving from your nose through your throat. And maybe for a moment here, take your awareness to your heart space. So right behind your sternum. And breathe into that space. Letting the mind settle there around behind the sternum, in front of the spine, in that space. Good, and then go ahead and bend the knees, take your feet down. Engage around the buttocks, take that block out. Uncurl the shoulders, notice your back, and come into Shavasana. So make yourself comfortable. Put a pillow under your head like me, or even maybe put on a sweater. I'll be guiding you through a point-to-point breathing systematic relaxation. I have 5 more minutes. And then after that we'll come up just for a moment, sit up and in an upright position and close off there. So come to your comfortable Shavasana. Don't ever be afraid to use any props or think that you look like an idiot. You don't. You are listening to your body and you know what your body needs. So take that bolster under your knees, take that pillow, take that blanket, put your socks on. It's all too often that people think they don't need anything, but you should just try once and notice the difference. So here in Shavasana, bring your awareness. First, come back to your breath. Notice it at the nose. And then take your awareness to the crown of your head. And on your exhale, you move your awareness all the way down to your toes. And on your inhale, you come back up to the crown. And we do that maybe 3 or 4 times. Up and down, down and up. Inhaling all the way, exhaling all the way. And then I'm going to move those points up. So find your breath. And on your next exhale, let your awareness move down all the way from your crown to your toes on the exhale. Inhale up. Inhale up, exhale down. Thinking maybe initially just about those 2 points, crown to feet. And when we do this more often, maybe you can actually, with more awareness, move through the body, noticing chest, abdomen, thighs. But let's just start first with 2 points. So from the head down to the feet. Up to the crown, down to your ankles. Up to the crown, down to your knees. Up and down to your pelvis. up and down to your navel. Up and down to your heart. Up to the crown and down to your throat. Up to the crown and down to your eyebrow center. So just a little ways, maybe make a little loop from your eyebrow center through the middle of your brain up to the crown. Good, and now go of that directional breathing, just breathe normal, natural. Good, and then start wiggling your toes and your hands and your wrists. Maybe make a few circles with the wrists, circles with the feet. Good, and then pull your knees up, take your feet down to the mat, and then roll to your side and press up and come for just a little moment into a seated upright position. Knees a little lower than the hips, feet wherever they feel comfortable, hands on your knees, and let's close our eyes for just 1 minute. 1 minute. Close your eyes, take a nice, maybe deep breath in, and through the mouth out. Good. Now go back to the breath at the nose. Just noticing the breath at the nose. See if you can relax your shoulders. Little tone in the lower belly. Notice the breath at your nose. Good, and then take your hands at your heart, fold forward to seal in the benefits. Maybe open your eyes down here softly and then come up. Namaste. Thank you for being here and joining the practice. Maybe it was live, maybe you will do it later. I hope it benefited you. It sure did me, so I hope you feel a little more grounded, a little bit more concentrated back to the middle with whatever life throws at you. These are the kind of practices that can help you calm down and center yourself. So enjoy the rest of your day, or else the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you next time. And please leave a comment if you liked it, if you have any requests whatsoever. If you like it, also subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe, and I see you next time, and that will be Friday. Friday will be the next one. All right. Thank you again, and see you next time. Hello. Wild one, little wild one, hè? Soms, een beetje wild soms. Ruby. Lekkere dodo ben je.